Hello everybody and welcome to the Checkpoint Challenge. Checkpoint Challenge, this version will go from the 27th of May to the 1st of June. So from Saturday, the 27th of May to the 1st of June, which is a Thursday. And it's going to be an interesting one with Yongsan Garden, Sierra Plateau, and Gokasho Bay. And in this video, I will go through the Yongsan Gardens a little bit for you, giving you a breakdown. At the same time, we're taking a look at an example guide, talking a little bit about the Checkpoint Challenge guides, which are very new for many, and there is tons of values for those of you that do want to do well in the Checkpoint Challenge. When it comes to the guides, you can find it through the QR code. Scan the QR code on the left, or you use the link patreon.com/golf-tommy. Then you will get to our Patreon page where you can find all the packages. You can bundle a Checkpoint Challenge together with Tour Play, Tournament Play, or just buy it stand alone. You get access for 30 days and it will include any Checkpoint Challenge that is done there. You will get access to the guides when the Checkpoint Challenge starts. And yeah, that's about it. And you get access to a couple of other things as well that we are going to talk about. But when it comes to the Checkpoint Challenge, let's have a little look at the guide here. Just the general advice and stuff like that. We do have a Telegram chat that you can access and interact with other players and also ask questions if it is anything you're interested in. Some general advice for those that do like, and when it comes to explaining the different zones and everything, and also what we do think could be some good advice when it comes to the Checkpoint Challenge. We do have the curl pictures as well, and then you do have the track. As this track here, we are going to have a 1-1-1-2-2-3-3 structure when it comes to the track. The track is by what it seems different every single time, so we're adding it here as well for people to understand what you actually have to win to get some. When it comes to the Checkpoint Challenge, you win loads of games by making fewer mistakes than your opponent. It's not as much as dropping shots here in Checkpoint Challenge. It's more about not making mistakes, and that's what the guide is focusing about. And when it comes to this video, we are going to go through the Yongsan Gardens a little bit, and then you can see an example guide from the guide as well. But let's take a look at the Yongsan Gardens, and I'm gonna go into our website, golf-tommy.com, which have loads and loads of free content. And we're gonna look for the Yongsan Gardens, which you can find on tour number 9. You press here, Yongsan Gardens, and then voila! Then you do have, if there is a video attached, you can find it here. You have elevation. You also have a picture of that hole, what tournaments it has been in, and stuff like that. So let's have a quick little run through of the Yongsan Garden, starting with hole number 1. A little nice, sweet bounce over towards the pin, where speed is normally the problem. Sure, you can use some backspin here too, but the water is most definitely in play, especially from the furthest back tee. But bounce over is normally the play, taking here, bouncing over there, and it's all about finding the correct amount of spins to get close. Hole number 2, I like hole number 2 because if we're going on the right hand side up here, you can find yourself attacking the pin for an albatross by being a little bit innovative when it comes to the second shot. When it comes to the left hand side here, that's more the route to take if we're not having the wind to get over here. But be careful, it's a very narrow fairway and there will be loads of opponents that are pushing too hard and they will go into the rough or into the sand, and then it will be close to impossible to reach for the green in 2, especially if you do have some headwind or some bad crosswinds. When it comes to hole number 3, probably the easiest one to play of the Yongsan Gardens. You can play left side, you can play right side. I prefer right side is because it makes the drive as simple, very simple, because we can play in no movement, and that's something we obviously have instructions for. Play down here to the right, making sure to get past these stupid trees in the center, attacking the pin dead on. Hole number 4, here I'm from a Checkpoint Challenge perspective, I do think going directly at the green is the way to go here. Sure, in a tournament play perspective, we usually bounce here before the bunker, maybe doing a rough bump and stuff like that. But the issue with that is that we generally will not have the clubs for doing those type of shots in a positive way when it comes to the Checkpoint Challenge. So we are making sure to take advantage of our opponent's mistakes, going directly at the green, making sure that we're close all the time. Hole number 5 in a favorable wind, we're gonna try to get up the green. Loads of your opponent will make a drop from close to green in those type of wind directions, but there will also be loads of opponents going into the water trying to get over there in less favorable winds. We obviously have gone into detail about that on the guide. And you see here on the right hand side there's an open fairway that people usually neglect and not looking at it, because again we're looking at it from a tour play and a tournament play perspective when we have our clubs. But the right side is perfect in very bad wind conditions. Hole number 6, here you will see loads of people going into that water, trying to push hard to get to green. Take advantage of that, playing it smart. Bouncing over the water is the play, but it's only recommended in crosswind and tailwind. Headwind, gonna have to fight to get over here on this side or lay up short, and you can, if you're lucky, to get to the green around the trees here. It is a tricky one, but it's a way of playing. But it's better to do that and maybe get the birdie anyway than risking going over here and get yourself in the water. Hole number 7, short par 4. Here there will be in tailwind people that are trying to go for green. I personally don't believe that's the way to go in general, because it's so easy to mess up going to the rough here on the sides, making it for a tricky rough iron towards the pin, or you make it into the sand here by the green, and it's going to be a very difficult one to drop from there. Lay up short, take your short iron towards the pin, and regardless what short iron you're having, you're going to have a good chance for a drop. Hole number 8, here it comes to be smart, because this is a very difficult par 5 even with maxed out clubs and a good ball. So here you can go obviously left, you can go right. It's all about making it as simple as possible for yourself. You will see loads of players that just blasting the ball down there, hoping that they will stay on the fairway, which they will not. You will not be able to reach to the green in 2 if you end up in the rough here or here, and almost not even here if you're not having a favorable wind to this to the green. So play it safe. This could be an easy win outright by just being smarter than your opponent. Hole number 9, I like to play either there or there. I know there is a pad there, but we are dependent on right spin, and also in that case, having a good ball guideline would be helpful. But using the right side or the left side of the bunker, depending on what type of wind direction you do have off tee, is definitely something that you can use in your favor. Sure, this is going to be a par 3 that you're not really going to drop, but you're going to get it fairly close no matter what and get yourself a win. Many of the par 3s, I would say, featuring the checkpoint challenge on any course, especially when you play with crap clubs, it's going to be very easy to win by just being fairly close towards the pin. Let's take a look at an example guide here for hole number 2 of the Yongsan Gardens, which I've chosen just to give you some idea on how it looks and also talk a little bit about this hole as well. I like this par 5. I think it's a really interesting built par 5 where it offers you an albatross chance, but it also can punish you massively if you're pushing too hard in the wrong wind conditions. In tailwind, play down the right side, use all the topspin aim to bounce before the rough. We want to get as far down the fairway possible. Seems like logic, but it may not be that logic. It's gonna be a lot of players that are still going to choose to play on the left hand side and will risk going into the rough on either side because it's a very narrow fairway. From the right hand side, it offers, in my opinion, a pretty decent chance for an albatross if you get it far enough down. On the checkpoint challenge guide, you can see that you have on the left some circles there to display where would you want to land or end up. Then you have the boxes in the center that give you some explanations and also what type of club distance together with what elevation we're looking for you to play. The red zones are always going to be the more favorable routes, and also the blue zones is going to be more conservative routes. And if we do deem it being one route that we should just be focusing on, then that will only be one color than on the boxes. You do have the wind direction arrows on the right that shows what type of wind direction of tee that will then reflect what box. Aerial pick on the right to just give you a little better overview. It's hard when there are so many courses to look at. A Blue zone, in crosswind and headwind, we're going down the left fairway. We're looking for a controlled drive down the fairway with little risk, back up to use all the topspin, to not have to use any or very little overpower. Max plus 0 here. Now, second shot, wood club to pin with a rough bump. Use 1 to 2 topspin, try to catch the funnel. Quite a good chance for an outside drop. I agree with my words there. Big time. Wood club elevation, 10%, and it's always like checking where min club is and where it's max club and make an educated guess from there. Wood club to green in blue zone. Here we are not attacking the pin. We're looking for a safe way with right spin and right curl to get the green. Again, conservative way of doing, but we're looking to do it conservative because it's very easy to put yourself in a spot where you go into the rough if you are not taking it easy, and that could be a way for you to lose the game outright. Info box on the right hand or bottom right, enjoyable par 5 where you have an outside chance for an albatross. We also add something on every slide that's called ball focus, and this is to just give you a little help on what type of stats to focus on while picking the ball. You can obviously pick a new ball in shootout if you would like, or you stay with the ball that you do have. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video with a little short, sweet breakdown of the Yongsan Gardens. Make sure to sign up for the Checkpoint Challenge guides and make sure to make less mistakes moving forward and earn better rewards, because the Checkpoint Challenge is the place where you earn the best rewards in the game, in everyone's opinion. I would say. Scan the QR code here on the screen, or you go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Make sure to look out for the next breakdown where we're looking at the Sierra Plateau, and then when you have the Gokasho Bay as well here on the channel. Good luck in your Golf Clash game.